Five Nights at Freddy's is coming to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, and as someone who's been a fan of FNAF since FNAF 2, this is going to be an amazing crossover. At the time of recording, we've not been given a lot of information about the maze, but we have been given a rough outline as to what to expect. So today I'll be going over what I would personally love to see included in the maze, and like I said, I'm a massive fan of the franchise, so let's get into it. So like I said, we already have a little bit of information about the maze, but today, as I'm recording, we've been given a lot more that I didn't account for, so I'm going to read that to you as well. So this is the first piece of information that we had a couple weeks ago. As park goers move through the centre's corridors, including the security room and the showroom, they will encounter full-scale replicas of Freddy Fazbear, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy and Mr. Cupcake, created in collaboration with Jim Henson's Creature Shop. Wow. Now, first of all, that is insane. The fact that we're going to be on the set of the movie is going to be amazing. If you don't know, the haunted house is going to be based off the movie, not the game. I mean, it's pretty obvious because the movie came out and it's Universal. In case you didn't know that. But in terms of what we're actually confirmed to see in the scare maze, we have the security office and the showroom. Now, I'm pretty sure the security office is going to be the one from the movie, not the game. It would make a lot of sense. And I think the showroom is going to be the main plaza area where you can see the animatronics on stage doing their thing. And I literally just loaded up Twitter to have a look at the extended bit of information that we have. And there's new merchandise for the park. There we go. I'm going to show you. I'll put it on screen. We have a lanyard pouch thing with the security badge. Looks very cool. We've got a cool little t-shirt with the gang and Yellow Rabbit. No comment. And then we have peel and stick sew on patches. So yeah, very good to see new merch coming out. Anyway, let's get to the bit I planned for. Okay, here we go. Credit to Johnny Blocks on Twitter. Anyway, new details on the Five Nights at Freddy's haunted house at Halloween Horror Nights. Includes a fully animated Freddy Fazbear performing like he would in the movie or in the video game, in a space that mirrors the textures, tones, the carpet, the pizzeria booths of the film. Oh my gosh. Features animatronic characters that are fully animatronic, some that are puppeteered, and some that will move in a way that you think they're costumes. That's going to be terrifying. Includes a complete one-for-one replica of the pizzeria's kitchen, janitor's closet, and security room that guests will walk through. So yeah, there's confirmation that it will be the security room from the movie. Oh my gosh, one-for-one. That's going to be insane. That's going to be terrifying. Appearances from the missing children and wrecking crew. There is a thread going on in the house of the ghost kids showing up, and there are all those guys who broke in to trash the place. You get quick shots in the film of Carl when his face has been ripped off by that horrible tortured chair, but I wanted to know what will happen to all of them and bring that level of scare to the experience as well. Oh my gosh. Focusing on creating something that can sustain the amount of time it's in front of our guests and the length of time that is at our event. Wow, that is more than I can ever hope for. Anyway, back to the script that I wrote the other day. So yeah, like that article said, there's going to be full replicas of the animatronics, and they're going to be the animatronics from the movie, so they're going to be all like fuzzy and friendly, but they're going to be like 7 foot tall, and that is going to be terrifying. And yeah, I wrote in the script, I hope there's going to be people in the suits. It has been confirmed that there's going to be people and animatronics walking around, and that's something I thought they were going to do anyway. I thought there was going to be animatronics that kind of lunge at you from different places, and then people walking around chasing you maybe. Very happy that that's confirmed, and it's going to look great. But all that aside, that is all we know so far. I mean, that's pretty much the majority of the maze that we know about, but we don't know the story, we don't know the scares that are going to be included. So today, I want to tell you a couple things that I would love to see in the maze myself. Like I said, I've been a fan of the franchise for so many years, since FNAF 2, and I think the day I'm recording this, it's the 11th year anniversary of FNAF 1, which is insane. I can only hope that the maze is as amazing as I want it to be, and yeah, I'm going to share with you some thoughts that I have about the maze. Let's get into it. Now, in no particular order, the first thing I would absolutely adore to see in the maze would be Foxy chasing you down the hallway. Since the first game, Foxy has always been a little bit of a speed demon, and I think it's a very iconic part of the franchise. That and FNAF 2 when he completely launches into your face. I don't know how they could pull this off, but given that it's Universal and we've just heard about all the things that they're going to bring to the maze, they can definitely work it out somehow. They could do it, right? In my head, which is not very qualified, you can have like the Foxy animatronic attached to a rail in the ceiling, and then it kind of like scoots towards you, or maybe to the side of you behind a window you see Foxy run past. That could be terrifying, but I don't think it's an unlikely thing to wish for. It was a very terrifying scene in the actual film, so I feel like it's a big part of the games, big part of the movie. Bring it together. put it in the maze. So yeah, I think that has a good chance to be featured in the house, and hopefully it's gonna be. Another thing I would love to see in the maze would be the spring lock scene. If you don't know, spoilers ahead, even though the story has been around for like 11 years. At the end of the film, the bad guy, William Afton, he has entered into the Yellow Rabbit suit, and there's spring locks inside the suit, and they activate, and he dies. So yeah, when the spring locks activate, he gets impaled by like 17 different metal poles, and yeah, he dies. It's a very gory scene in the game, not so much the movie, because I think it's PG, I can't remember, but at Halloween Horror Nights, I think they could pull that off. Very cool. I think you could walk around a corner, see the Yellow Rabbit suit just like shaking and vibrating, and then maybe you're walking past and like water squirts out at you, simulating blood, something like that. I don't know how gory Halloween Horror Nights can go. I've never been, but I feel like that's fine. I think that would be cool to see. You could have like William Afton in the suit walking around, tormenting you through the whole maze. It would make sense for the story to see him at the end getting punished for his bad times. And yeah, I'm not a story writer, but I feel like it would make the most sense, and it would be cool. Another thing I would love to see is a reference to FNAF 2 in the maze. There's a brand new film coming out in December, so I think it would make sense to have little nods around the maze to FNAF 2, or maybe FNAF 3, FNAF 4, the other 20,000 games that they have. And even if there weren't Easter eggs, you could have like the puppet walking around. Mangle could be there. You could hear like Mangle's police radio siren nonsense. And I'm pretty sure Balloon Boy is going to be in there somewhere. He was in FNAF 1. He'll find a way. But yeah, I think it would make sense. It's kind of promo for the next film coming out, and hopefully this won't be the first and final year for FNAF at Halloween Horror Nights. Hopefully the second film does really well and they make a second scare maze in the following year, because there's so much potential with the maze, and I feel like it's kind of made to be a scare maze, if you know what I mean. The whole FNAF franchise works really well. It's just a creepy kids pizzeria gone wrong pretty much, and that sounds like something Universal would do anyway. So I think it's set out perfectly to be a scare maze, and yeah, hopefully next year there'll be a FNAF 2 scare maze in its place. Now finally, I really want to see the power go out. I want to get to the end of that maze and be plunged into complete darkness and hear arguably the most famous song associated with the game. And I'm gonna crap my pants. This would be kind of a logistical nightmare, I think, because it's a free flow scare maze, so you're not supposed to like stand still in a room. But I think it would be cool to be walking along, you get into like a really dark room, and in front of you, you see the Freddy mask illuminating your path and playing the terrifying sound. I think that would be really cool. I know I keep saying cool as well. I'm really sorry. Please don't hate me forever. And then you walk out the maze and it plays the hooray 6 a.m. Noise that you get at the end of FNAF 1. I think that'll be a really good tribute to the actual first game and a lovely ending to the maze. And I'm guessing every room you go in will probably have a little alarm clock somewhere saying 12 a.m, 1 a.m, 4 a.m. Why did I do that order? But you get what I mean. So you're working towards the 6 a.m. that you would normally do in the game. But apart from that, I mean, that article that came out pretty much covered everything I was going to talk about. So that is what I would love to see in the scare maze. Let me know what you think down below. Are you going to Halloween Horror Nights this year? Are you going to experience the FNAF maze? Let me know. And I'm very excited to see what it's going to be like. Little bit of a tangent, but if you remember, I think it was 2015, there was a little Five Nights at Freddy's haunted house in Las Vegas, and it was kind of like, it was early FNAF, and it was pretty much everything I talked about today. It's just a normal pizzeria that you walk through. There was some FNAF animatronics, just you had Freddy and the gang all up on the stage, and yeah, it was a nice, cool walkthrough. I didn't do it, obviously. I wasn't even born. But yeah, it's really cool to see an actual official maze come into life, especially at Universal, where they're going to do it properly and going to make it very, 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 very cool. Well, there we go. Thank you for watching. I'm very excited to see how it turns out, and I will see you in the next video.